All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of Time to Talk Magic. I'm here with my longtime buddy and first guest, David Palmer. David, how you doing, man?
Good, man. It's a nice Saturday. We got new set dropping in like 4 days on Arena. I'm excited.
Dude, this set looks buck wild. These Ravnica sets, they're outdoing themselves. It looks real good. But all right, man. We'll just start with let the people know, how did you start playing Magic?
A buddy of mine named Daniel and his best friend Les played Magic way back when I was 12, so 23 years ago at this point. And they played Magic outside the band hall, like 7th grade. And they taught me, and I started playing, and I've been playing ever since then. So, like, I started back when Beta was still around, so I've actually had my hands on Lotuses and everything else you can think of, and then I have gone away once or twice, but Magic always brings me back.
Hell yeah, man. I feel like the high school or middle school band hall is the origination of a lot of people's Magic careers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of us nerds played Magic.
Yeah, that's kind of how I got started, too, as a band. A buddy in band had some decks in his pockets wrapped in rubber bands. Like, no sleeves.
Wrapped in rubber bands.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, we'll get into some stuff we're going to talk about. Some stuff that happened over kind of last week. What do you think about Alex Burton finally getting the lifetime ban?
So, Alex finally getting banned makes me feel great. The fact that he was a week before a guest at a judge conference, I even kind of defended, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was like the Frank Abagnale, use the best cheaters, the best whatever to teach you how to catch people that do it. But I think that having cheaters still being a part of the game is obviously bad for Magic, and especially bad for competitive Magic. My first interaction with Alex was, 6 or 7 years ago. So GP Dallas, not GP Hoth when it froze, but the GP before that. So had to be 6 or 7 years ago. I lost in the second to last round to Alex, which knocked me out of top 8 contention. And then my buddy Richard Worth lost to Alex in the final round to miss top 8 when Alex made top 8. And this was before Alex was ever considered a cheater. This was before anything came out. And after it came out that he was a cheater, it has always stuck with me. Like, did I get screwed? Did my buddy Richard get screwed? Like, did he game us at that point? So that's my Alex experience. I just think, like, if you get caught cheating one time, you didn't get caught 100 times, right? You don't just cheat for the first time on camera at an SCG. Like, if you're doing it on camera, you're really practiced and you think you can get away with it. So I know that people can change. I was a terrible person when I was younger. I get it. But and I don't think you deserve a lifetime ban for your first time, but your second time definitely does. And what's this, his 4th or something like that?
Yeah, like 4th or 5th, like he's come and gone. Like they'll give him like a year, 2 years, 3 years, and he's obviously showing he's not trying to leave the game on his own. He keeps coming back. Oh man, I just remember I've never seen him or talked to him in person. I just remember looking at like the SCG website for the Invitational. He's holding up this big like $10,000 check, and then however many, like a couple months later, it's just like, oh yeah, he cheated a lot. And I was like, oh shit, that was huge. That's it's this was the first experience I heard of a cheater getting outed or caught since I'd started playing like competitive Magic. Like I wasn't around when like the Mike Long stuff happened or any of the other guys. This was definitely the big infamous guy. And when I was actually playing it, I was like, I don't want to play against this guy. Like even if now that he's back, like I don't want to stress out about that. I'm already using the rest of my brain to try to not to mess anything. I'm not gonna watch him, try not to cheat. So it's actually.
Well, and I'm like, even at competitive events, I'm a really relaxed guy. Like I'm there to have a good time. Magic's a game. But when you're playing against somebody like that, not only are you like more focused on the game, you're like focused on every little thing they do with their hands, and just takes away a lot of the fun.
No wonder he kept winning. Like nobody can concentrate on anything else. Like you can't even concentrate on your mulligan decision. You got to make sure this dude's not trying to slip extra cards in his hand. It's like It's crazy. I was talking to one of my buddies about it. This most recent time he was able to come back and he top 8'd the GP. Like, I don't know how long he'd been unbanned, but he top 8'd last time he top 8'd the GP. And we were talking, and I asked him like, what would you do if you're at a big competitive event at this point and you get paired against him? He's like, you know what? Honestly, I think I would just concede. I don't even think I would play against him, like just to prove a point. Which I kind of had mixed feelings about that. I was like, if it's like day one or something, I don't think that no one's gonna hear about your experience or your story. You just gave him like a free win. But if you get paired against him in like a top 8 and like on coverage, you're like, you know what? I'm not playing. I don't believe you should be a part of the game. I'm not playing against you. I'm out. I think that's how you can make a statement that way. Still, I don't know. Like,
hard to do though. Still.
Oh, it'd be very hard. Like maybe if you were already.
It's hard to concede in the top 8. Just period. Like.
Oh yeah, and so I don't know, but I'm definitely glad that he's lifetime banned now. And hey, if he really wants to help the game out, now do what you say. Do what you were doing. These past few months, like. If you still want to go in these judge conferences and, I don't know, maybe fully confess to everything you've done instead of that bullshit he posted, like, right after he top 8'd the GP, he's like, oh, no, I've definitely cheated, like 3 times, and it just happened to be the times I was on camera, and this time wasn't really a cheat, it was just a mistake, and then, like, I decided not to say anything. I was like, all right, dude, like, please stop. Just fully admit to, and maybe he will now, because now nothing's on the line. It's over, Right. I think he was scared to like get the lifetime ban, so he was trying to put out fires while not fully exposing himself. So I don't know. It'd be cool for him to fully come out and say everything he actually did, be truthful, and wants to help out judges. But if not, who gives a shit? Bye. Like, I don't think he doesn't deserve to die. Doesn't deserve to be in prison. But you don't deserve to still be a part of this community. So just move on. Go do something else. I hope he changes, but we don't need him around here, so it's fine. It's all right.
Yeah, don't let the door hit you.
For sure, man. So talking about leaving, the top 8 early, something else we were kind of looking at was GP Oakland either last weekend or weekend before last. The finals opponent, Hunter Concord, had to leave. Like that, they played game 1 of the finals. And I guess he was hoping he could try to get a quick 2-0, but he lost game 1 and then just shook hands and bounced. And I'm not mad at him. I don't. It's not something I would do, but that guy may have like a family or a job important he's got to get to that's more important than this. He got the Pro Tour invite with this. If he didn't already have it, he got second place money. If not, maybe they split. Who knows? But what are your thoughts on that situation?
So. He was down a game, he had a flight to catch, and he was in what he termed like a 30-70 matchup. Like, he was incredibly unlikely to win. Even if he had taken game 1, he felt like he was unlikely to win. So at that point, when you're basically dead, and if you keep playing, you're still going to lose, only you're also going to miss your flight. I get it, man. People work real jobs. People can't do this. Like, I couldn't do it. I had to reschedule the flight, but I don't hate him for it. And people are so mad about it.
Yo, man, I agree. You're down a game. And, like, if you like, I respect the fact he even tried to play game 1. You win game 1. All right, well, maybe we'll miss the flight. We'll miss the flight.
Game 1, we're willing to take it, but it was just it's a poker thing, right? It was a cost analysis at that point.
Right, for sure. Like, you're down a game. So you're pretty likely to lose, gonna miss the flight, but I'm not too mad about it. It's not like the I don't know. I feel like that in the what was it, top 8 of GP or Pro Tour draft, if somebody drafted like a foil Tarmogoyf that didn't go in their deck.
Yeah. it's
a little different, but I mean, hey, I'm probably in that too. I'm all about the highest EV.
Yeah.
So
that's like guaranteed value there,
For sure. And I've met Hunter a couple times. Great stand-up guy. I'm happy that if he didn't have the Pro Tour invite, which he probably did, the dude's insane, but he got some money, got some extra poll points that probably won't matter in the next few months, but with the way Magic's going, so it's all up in the air. But for sure, man, we're happy for his finish nonetheless. So Magic is looking at well, claiming that they're wanting to become an esport, and when I first saw that, I was just like, oh god, here we go. Okay, but it's looking like it's going to be at least starting out a separate thing. We're still going to have paper pro tours, and then maybe some arena pro tours or mythic championships, whatever you want to call it.
Get the name right.
Yeah, mythic championships. Pro tours are going away. So what do you think? What do you hope with that statement? We don't really have a whole lot of information yet. What do you hope that like Magic eSports looks like?
You know, it's weird because esports gets to a certain level where you can play from your own house and like they stream what's happening and that sort of stuff. But all of them get to the point where you have to go and be at a LAN and play. Like even Hearthstone, like their biggest events are all at a location where people are playing on the same server in person. Like they're not just played on the client. And both you and I have started streaming and really gotten deeper into Magic because of the existence of Arena, and I think Arena is great. I think it'll drive a lot more people to the game, and it's infinitely more watchable than Magic Online was. Like if you just look at the Twitch numbers from before Arena to after Arena, the difference is astounding. And how many more people watch Magic now versus watched it before. Like the numbers have gone up. But I don't know what an esport looks like, and especially since they've done this whole best of one ranked thing online right now. Like Magic as a best of one is really pretty awful.
What do you think about this for a tournament? It would be arena only. I don't think this would be as viable in paper. An arena type tournament. It's best of one, but your match, you bring 5 different decks and you have to win 3 games out of your 5 decks. First to 3 wins.
So that's one of the ways Hearthstone does it, and that's
exactly
the way they did the Players Championship, right?
Right, for sure.
Best of one, but you got to play 5 different decks and you had to use a different one. And I think that's probably a fine way to approach it as well. But sideboarding and being best of 3 is one of the big ways that Magic combats variance. Magic as a game has a lot of built-in variance, right? You have a resource system that's directly involved with whether you draw enough of it or whether you draw too much of it. So you can offset a lot of that variance by being able to play best 2 out of 3. And there's also degenerate combos and combinations of cards that simply ignore what your opponent's doing, and they require very specific answers. Well, you're not usually going to play those answers in your best of 1 deck because it's only good against, say, 1 deck. So you want to be able to have access to them from the outside of the game, or else putting combos at all in Magic becomes a problem for Magic design. And playing Magic that has no combos is not something either you or I want to do, for sure.
Do you think having that format, though, best of 1 with 5 different decks, do you think that helps mitigate variance instead of it just being 1 deck, best of 1 game, and that's it? Or do you think it's still, like, you still need that best 2 out of 3, same deck, sideboard situation?
Oh, it certainly helps. It certainly helps, but it doesn't fix the problem of degenerate combo decks.
You just play five degenerate combo decks.
Right. Say there is a degenerate combo deck in the format. Well, then both players automatically get a win with that deck, and so then it's down to a best of 4.
For sure.
Unless you're gonna build a deck, and like you and I were streaming the other day, and my blue-black opponent cast Unmoored Ego on me, and I'm like, they really have to play this card in their main deck right now? Like, what's happening?
So honestly, I've been playing that type of deck, and I've been trying to one-of in best of 1 format. It's only like not great against the aggro decks, but mid-range and control, it's fantastic. But yeah, it's pretty ridiculous to have to play something like that main deck. But I don't know. I could see it either way.
But, like right before we came on, I played a game with Mono Red where I resolved an Experimental Frenzy on turn 4, and I never cast another spell. I just drew lands and Frenzy. Like 12 straight cards or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The variance it gets you, and so I don't know. Best of one is real. For those of us that have played best of 3, I've often thought Magic was the best game ever created. But really, what Magic is Magic's a set of rules under which a lot of different games are played. Right? You use those rules to play EDH. You use those rules to play Limited, to play Standard. So it's a rule set, and best of 1 is just a new format. And I think if you look at it as a new format, it's not a bad thing. If they take all of the competitive aspects and move it to best of 1, I think that's a mistake. Because then you're just going to have wildly different competitive formats online and in paper, because I don't think they're going to do away with best of 3 at the Magic Championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think so, at least.
Yeah, like I'm curious to see if they kind of just like just split it up. Like you've got the paper circuit and then you've got the arena circuit. Maybe to both be the same and kind of meet up into one big event at the end of the year. I think my thing, ever since I heard the word eSports, my only dream now is to play a Magic tournament or event or something at an actual eSports arena. That would be insane.
Oh.
This is the only game. I'm too old to play any of these action games.
Do any of the rest of them.
I love Overwatch. I love League of Legends. I'm too old. I'm past the age limit. This is the only thing I got left to live my dream. So I do want that to happen, but I don't know how far away we are from that. We'll see.
Well, and they talked about integrating the two, right? The big announcement was about $10 million for the 2 circuits, right?
Mm-hmm.
For paper and for online. But they haven't, since then, they have given us nothing to show any integration into the 2. And you and I talked about ways that they could easily integrate from one to the other with, you know, showing up at a paper F&M giving you promo cards online and vice versa, playing in online events getting you promo cards in real life, or going to a GP getting the GP reward on your online account as well as getting it in person. Like, just little things like that to get people to do both. But they talked about integrating the 2 from a competitive standpoint, and we know nothing about that. And the only competitive that exists online right now is ranked, and that's best of 1. And you and I both know we grinded to Mythic. It's not. It's not fun.
But I'm gonna do it anyways.
I need the bragging rights. I need to be both Mythic, so when these esports companies start sniffing, I can be like, since season 1, Mythic both. Give me a contract.
Yo, for sure. Yeah, excited to see where it goes. We don't even know what however many years they've been doing PPTQs. I'm used to playing those every weekend, sometimes 2 a week, and that's just gone. That Magic part of my life is just gone. I don't even know what.
I don't even know what's replacing it. Like,
not at all.
The Pro Tour now.
They said there are PTQs, and there's going to be open ones you can play that are at the Magic Fest GP things, but we don't know what the ones. They said it kind of sounded like locally the ones they're going to have around are going to be invite only. Like you have to have a certain number of Planeswalker points or something. Well, I don't know. It's pretty vague.
Yeah. Well, like maybe you can qualify for the invite only based on your online rank. Like maybe getting Mythic is enough to get invites.
I mean, that'd be kind of sweet, but
that would at least be
depending on how hard it is to do. Otherwise, you just have people like grinding multiple accounts for people to like get to that level. But I don't know. Right. And I like people talk to me all the time about the expense, and I've put some money into Arena. You put more money than you want to talk about into Arena. My bank is calling me right now like, hey man, like you really need to get your account over 0 though. Like you really, they'll call me and be like, hey, did you mean to send this much money to Wizards of the Coast MTG Arena 5 times in the same day, or is somebody scamming you? Like, no, that's me.
No, that was me.
That's fine.
But I also I want to make an account as free to play just to show people that it can be done, right?
I'm out. You go ahead.
You're out.
I'm out, dude.
It's not an account.
Nah.
Your first account, you play all these dumb decks. Your second account is just building it up.
Play all these cheaper dumb decks.
Yeah.
What do you think is real quick on that? Is limited the easiest way to do it? Like grind enough gold in the free constructed queues till you can draft and then go do a draft? Do you think that's the quickest way to build an account up for free?
If you know how to draft, yes. If you are a brand new player, I would not touch a limited for a long time. I think I would just build the gold up the way that it exists. Okay, and maybe if you get up to like 500 gold, go do like the constructed event or something the best of 1 constructed event. Okay. Yeah. I play a lot of random decks in those queues for sure. Like that looks like that's what people are trying to do. So it's pretty easy to build mono blue or mono red from like a rare standpoint too.
That Merfolk deck looks pretty sweet too.
Yeah, just grind just use every bit to buy into those cards and then play the constructed best of 1 or best of 3 events is what I would do.
For sure.
And don't spend money buying, all these ridiculous cards for Matumbo brews.
I snap. So I've been looking at decks on. The only place I can really get my decks for Best of One Arena is on StreamDecker. So I'll just go on there, and you can't even search deck lists. You can just see the 5 or 6 most recent posted lists. Yeah. So I'll go to like Ali Antrazi's page, and he got me. Like, it was one of the lists was like this crazy band like mill deck, and I like clicked on it and built it. Had to buy a few cards, and then I switched over to his stream to watch him play it, and it's just some trash deck that somebody donated for him to play. And I was like, he didn't even build this. I just spent all these like mythic and gold or rare wild cards, and he played like 2 games with it, and he's just like, next deck. I was like, God.
I do the same thing with Hooglins, but I wait to watch his videos on YouTube to find out if the deck was any good.
I didn't even think about him doing donation decks, because that's where I got like his Omniscience deck and all these sweet decks I've been liking, Chromatic Black. And I was like, oh, this looks sweet, I'll build it on there. It was off his StreamDecker in like 2 hours. So whenever he's playing at the time, it's live on there, but it'll just be gone.
Well, like, that the red-white land destruction deck that Matumbo gave us?
Yeah.
Savage played it on stream, Nox played it on stream, and Hooglin played it on stream. Like, it's been everywhere the last week. So, like, I've been running into it in queue a lot.
Oh, Lord.
People like playing something that's a little different.
God help us. All right, man. Well, let's get back. We'll come back, talk about you a little bit. So we're gonna go through some stuff. I'm just gonna put some stuff on the screen. You let me know what you think about it. So tell me a little bit about this deck list we got right here. You recognize this at all?
Oh my gosh. that deck was the return,
dude.
So I went to the Pro Tour as like a 17 or 18-year-old the first time it was in Hawaii, and I didn't know anybody. And I ended up getting adopted by the Brazilian kids.
Nice.
And then I stopped playing for a long time. And then when I got back in, it was around this time. And this was extended. This was an old style PTQ where you win, you get to go to the Pro Tour.
This is extended?
Yeah.
This looks like a standard deck. All right, go ahead.
This is extended, and this was the most stacked PTQ I ever played in my life. Like, I don't know if you can pull up the rest of the people in this top 8.
Oh yeah, we'll go right here. We got extra medium.
Extra mediums who I beat.
Darren Menard from Oklahoma, insane. Hai Bing Hu from Houston. Danny Hua, Roberto Bernie, Will Chronic. How did you? You're not better than these people.
No. And I was not.
Tyler Lytle. What's okay? I'm done. All right, go. You're right. I know every single person in this top 8. Holy crap!
So, it's round 1. I'm down a game versus Elves, and I'm about to die again. And my buddy Zach walks up to see what's going on, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna lose this match, but I would just like to cast 1 Bloodbraid Elf before this match ends. And then my next 4 draws were Bloodbraid Elf into removal spell, and I won. And then I just ran like that for the whole rest of the day. I beat Hai Bing twice. I beat Bernie twice. It was a day. It was quite the day.
So was this like extended version 2? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Okay. As I was about to say, like, this is the least broken extended deck I've ever seen. Jund right now is better than this version.
Oh, for sure.
But okay.
Sure. But we had Anathemancer to punish all these greedy mana bases.
I thought this looks like my standard Jund list when that was a thing. Like,
no, look at the other people's decks. Look what Bernie's playing, Valakut.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Ivan's playing Fairies.
Obviously. Okay, there's a lot of prime Titan, more Sperries. Okay, all right. I'm just saying, like, this kind of looks like, wow, there's no, yeah, I mean, this kind of looks like the standard version, but anyway.
So I built it to be, like, the most aggressive version it could be, and don't look at Sig, that was just me being a dummy.
Dude.
But we had the haste everywhere. We had the Ram Gangs to shut off people's kitchen finks. We had this whole Demigod of Revenge Fauna Shaman package.
What is this? Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Remember all these cards they made that they thought was going to, like, take down fairies? And it
none of them did.
Just did not. That's funny. Well, that's awesome.
So I did live the dream a couple times of bit blasting into Bloodbraid Elf into Blightning. And that was just the best feeling in the world.
So the first Friday F&M, first Friday Night Magic that Bloodbraid Elf set was legal. Well, somebody, I don't know, Patrick Chapin, somebody probably posted a deck list on SCG. I put it together for the first F&M, just kind of messing around with it. And I remember one round, when I bit blast into Bloodbraid Elf into, I think, Blightning or Maelstrom Pulse. And I just like took a picture with my cell phone. And I was like, this is messed up, y'all. Y'all, are y'all ready for the next 2 years? Because here we go.
Well, like, the deck you could just play Putrid Leech, play Ram Gang, and then Bloodbraid into another Ram Gang, and you're just like, you're attacking for 14 on turn 4, and you've already hit them for 5 or 7. Like, the deck was very fast. And then if you look at the Fairies mana base, I think they had like almost no cards that didn't get hit by Anathemancer. It's like 2 islands or 4 islands.
Six lands, yeah, that don't get hit.
So,
wow. So obviously the deck list didn't go back this as far as I wanted, but you said your first Pro Tour that you qualified for, you were like 16 or 17, 18, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the format for that PTQ? Do you remember?
So the format was also extended. I loved extended back in the day. And it was Astral Slide with Orum's Chant and Eternal Witness.
Okay.
And that deck was just insane. Like, getting the Astral Slide and Eternal Witness is just the dumbest.
Dude, I love Astral Slide. And
then the actual event, the Pro Tour, was where the MTG Beach House like became a team.
Okay.
It was the first time that teams happened and that sort of stuff. And I went 04, 05 and dropped, but it was Hawaii.
All right. I got one more list for you to look at here. Let's see, is it this one? Yeah, tell me a little bit about this deck list here.
Oh, see, you know this one.
Somebody must have helped you out with this one the night before. I don't know.
So the day before this SCG, Hal came over to my house in Fort Worth, and I was pretty sure I was going to play zombies. Like, I was pretty locked in, and I've been screwing around with this ridiculous deck. And if you know me, I like Planeswalkers more than anything. Like, if I can cast a Planeswalker every turn, that's all I want to do. And so I had this list, and we started playing, and I just couldn't lose. Like, all night, we couldn't lose with this deck. And Hal finally told me I had to register it for the SCG for the next day. And then I went undefeated in the split.
Good old 15 Planeswalkers.
Yeah, I no-sirred the split in top 8. And then I took the split in top 4 because there was one kid playing Valakut ramp, and we couldn't beat Valakut ever. Like, we were just never beating that deck. You can see, like, I have Ghost Quarters in my sideboard. That's in the main deck. It was the best option for beating a Valakut post board. This was at the height of the Delver like craze.
Yep.
It was zombies and Delver that was everywhere. It was Delver with the Rune Chanter's Pike to like deal you a billion damage. But Tragic Slip was the best card against them. We were playing actual Wrath of God for 4 mana, which thank God they're printing again. But you could ramp using the where is it? Isn't there an artifact in this deck? Weren't we playing one?
No, I guess not.
No, we're just playing Lingering Souls into blockers.
Although Tezzeret's Gambit that you could proliferate on a Planeswalker.
On your Planeswalker. So I ultimated some Planeswalkers that people didn't see coming because of Tezzeret's Gambit. So you like could plus Gambit proliferate, or you could Gambit proliferate and then use their ultimate out of nowhere.
Yeah, because you could just add a counter to all the ones you have in play with this, right?
Yeah. So you like the deck was really, really, really good against the Delver decks because you had Lingering Souls along with Tragic Slip. And then it was good against the fair decks because Planeswalkers, especially back then, Planeswalkers just beat up on other fair decks.
There was no like 3 mana answer for a Planeswalker.
No.
Like O-Ring is pretty much that's all you had.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was no Hero's Downfall. Maelstrom Pulse wasn't illegal, nothing like that.
No.
So
like,
man,
Planeswalkers ran rampant.
4 mana Wrath of God. No wonder this deck was good.
Yeah. 4 mana Wrath of God. Lingering Souls and Wrath of God. Like, you were just never getting beat to death.
I just want to point out the hottest mana base 4 Evolving Wilds.
It's a tricolor tapland, Hal.
Ooh.
Tricolor tapland.
Well, it doesn't tap for 3 colors of mana, but I mean, you taps for 1. Ooh.
Look how bad that mana base is, though. 12 Buddy Lands, 4 Evolving Wilds, and basic.
Got there though.
Tastes good.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right.
That was fun. I was really sad to lose in the finals, and like when we got to the finals, I played it out, and my opponent beat me game 1, and I actually stole game 2 because I drew both Ghost Quarters. And afterwards, I was talking to the guy, and I was like, honestly, like I would have taken a cut. I just wanted the trophy, and he was like, I didn't give a shit about the trophy. I would have split it with you and let you take the trophy. And I was like, oh really? And he was like, yeah, but I have it now, and I'm not giving it up. I want the trophy.
For sure.
I remember I walked by the coverage table in like round 4 or round 5, and I was like, I have the coolest deck here, and I'm undefeated. Y'all should come fight me.
Yeah, I remember you were like, all I want, I don't even care how well I do. I just want a deck tech. That's all I want is
and
a
they
deck
did.
tech.
They did the printed deck tech.
I've tried to pull it up on SCG. It's like the text
Cool.
is still there. The pictures are gone. But I was happy to at least find the list where we can go through it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Take me back.
All right, well, I'm gonna throw some pictures up here. You just kind of tell me what's going on in these pictures, what you're thinking.
Oh, no.
We got here. Explain this picture. I don't know if I can zoom in anymore. Do you remember what it says? Can you see it? I can't read it, but I think I know what it says.
That's a contract I signed with you and Drew Iafredi that says I will not play trash decks in Standard and Legacy anymore.
Have you ever broken that contract?
Since that day, of
It's-
course I have.
it's-
It's
You can't stay away. I think it's specified maybe like competitive events. Obviously, we're gonna mess around with
Yeah.
trash decks. The problem,
I let Modern off so I can play trash decks in Modern.
the problem is that when I test a trash deck and I win a lot with it,
Is it trash anymore?
I have to play it. So the problem is I'm trash. The decks are trash. They just go well together. I don't know.
The people you're playing are just worse trash.
Yeah, this contract was never gonna hold true. What deck did you play? Do you remember what deck you played to have to sign this contract? It was some blue-white deck, wasn't it?
So this was your double game loss for deck reg errors. That's this day.
Oh wow,
That's that day.
this is the SCG.
Yeah, where you and Drew both tried to get me to play green red.
Oh okay, obviously the best choice.
With Dominic. And then you got 2 deck reg error losses, one in the Swiss and one in the top 8.
My only loss in the top 8 was to a deck reg error. We swept the rest. No big deal. Moving on.
Tilted out of the building. And I played some blue-white bullcrap.
It was like it wasn't like a good blue-white. It was some crazy blue-white deck. It was not.
And so this is the second day, right? Because you had to go back and finish playing your top 8 the second day
Right.
in the morning, and then we played Legacy.
Yeah.
And I played Cox in Legacy. And that's when Drew had enough.
So you'd had a back-to-back weekend of trash.
Oh yeah, a whole weekend of playing trash. And like when I finished, I was like, I'm never playing a Legacy deck without Brainstorm. Like that's really what it was.
Now we're back on that trash though. 2019 is looking to be real trashy.
Yeah.
So.
It's gonna be real trash.
All right, what we got next? What about here? You're looking pretty in the tank here.
So this was the first Hunter Burton Memorial. So if you have never heard of it, Hunter Burton is a Texas player, Pro Tour Austin top 8 competitor, who took his own life tragically in 2013. His family puts together a memorial tournament for him that started out as a 5K, no splits allowed, all cash to the top 8, plus a baller watch, and has grown to a 10K, and I don't know what it is this year. Is it still 10 or is it?
Man, it's gonna be wild this year. I don't even know what we're at now. It's getting bigger though. Definitely the best tournament I play every year.
Yeah. So this was at the height of Pack Rat Standard, which for me was the height of Sphinx of Revelation Standard, because all I played was Sphinx's Revelation decks. So I started the day 2-0. In round 3, I got paired against our buddy Sean Hughes on like a 73 card mirror. And that mirror match was really abysmal, and we were friends. So we made the call to intentionally draw and go get breakfast. We came back and I got another draw in round 4 unintentional because I misplayed. And so we're at 202, and then I ran the table to get into top 8. And Sean did the same thing, but he ended up missing on tiebreakers. He ended up in 9th place.
So close.
And so the top 8 of that tournament was a Eternal Masters draft. And I'm sitting next to Linwin and Philip. And Robert Burney was in that top 8, and Burney ended up winning the whole thing. But I'm pretty sure I've just passed a Ryusei here, and it was the wrong decision. that's where we are at this moment.
Who else was in that top 8? There's somebody else too in there.
Brock. Oh yeah, Mr. Hal.
We've shared a lot of Magic experience together.
Yeah. I'm excited for it again this year.
Oh hell yeah, for sure.
I've wanted to get back on the trophy, and I have done so poorly at that event since the first one.
Dude, same. I've left after like round 3, I think, every year after this.
Almost every year.
Get stomped.
And then I played the Fogo Championship afterwards last year, and lost under suspect circumstances.
It's still up in the air. I don't even know if you call. Some wouldn't even call it a loss. I don't even know. Some might, some may not. We don't want to start that. We'll have Connor on the show at some point. But anyway, I got one more I want to get your thoughts on. This is a good picture. This is a handsome couple here.
This was
bittersweet, but this is probably my favorite Magic memory. It's pretty high. This is one of the highest of the highs for sure.
So this was RPTQ for Australia. I don't know what the actual set was that it was for. But we both top 8 and won in top 8 so that we could go to Australia together, and then somebody deferred.
Yeah, we even got this new job. Still working there today. It's life-changing money. Had to take it. It's rough. They wouldn't let me get off. Let me defer to the next Pro Tour, which was Hawaii.
That was going to be sweet.
Didn't get to do that one either. So
what happened with that one?
Man, still work. I was still in training. Terrible. Oh. But yeah, I remember it's still I think about this all the time that I'm sitting in my match, you're sitting right next to me, and I'm looking at my board state, and I'm playing. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's one of the better limited players I know. I'm not good at limited, but I somehow stumbled into this combo-ish thing, this loot combo thing or something, and I'm figuring it out, and I get to both my rares, big red flyers or whatever, dragon things, get them into play, and I'm just my heart's pounding. I was like, holy shit, I'm about to win this match. It's game 3. And then I attack, my opponent concedes, I just put my head down, and I get up, and I was like, oh yeah. I look over, I was like, hey David, how'd your match go? You're like, I won. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I drafted an absolutely insane thing in the ice deck, and I was pretty sure I couldn't lose.
I was so mad after you showed me your draft deck. I was like, you threw this away? It was Rise from the Grave, Rise of the Tides or something. Yeah. You play almost no creatures. You're all blue-red spells in drafts.
Blue-red spells. Yep.
It was wild. That was a good moment. Sucks we didn't get to go. We'll go eventually. I don't know. It'll be fine.
I mean, did you enjoy they said my name on coverage at one point.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get back to this. Well, I guess I'll never be to another Pro Tour, but Mythic Championship maybe.
A lot of people skipped Australia too because there was an issue with people.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You couldn't get. Oh, it was visas. Australia was running behind on giving people visas, and that's why they let you and a bunch of other Americans defer.
Yeah, I got my visa 3 or 4 days before the deadline. I did get it done. That's what sucks. It took me weeks to get this shit done. At my current job, they were letting me take time off to get that done, and then got that interview and stuff. It's man, okay. But anyway, good moment. Anyway, good memory, regardless at the time,
Man, we had the nut high living arrangement while we were there too. I booked to this place sight unseen off of oh my gosh, what's the name of the place where you rent people's houses?
Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb. And we ended up in a penthouse apartment above a mall, and it was 4 bedrooms, and it was super cheap. The guy let us rent one of his cars. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Really good time. Met Gary Wong on that trip.
All right. I've met Gary.
Yeah.
Great guy. All right, so what we'll start kind of closing up here. What are your 2019 Magic goals? What are you trying to get done this year?
So my 2019 Magic goals are to make affiliate on Twitch streaming Magic. So
you're gonna get there.
Palmer_tech. I need 17 followers. Like true goals. A year from now, I would like to be streaming as my job. So like I do leather work and I do some other stuff, but being able to not have a 9 to 5 and do content creation as my job would be my actual dream. And whatever sort of competitive events exist for Magic Arena, I want to qualify for all of them.
Oh yeah, same. No, yeah, not same, man. I'm trying to get into this, making content, doing this show, streaming as much as I can. So hopefully, I may have a lot of free time coming up in the near future where I can stay home and try to get this stream off the ground. We're gonna get you to affiliate, and yeah, we're gonna see if we can make a living at this. Like, you know, it's been like for the last like 3 or 4 years, it's like, man, like I'm so jealous of all these people that do this, and I'm just like, why? Like they're people. I can do it. Like, why am I not doing this? It's fine.
There weren't that many people out there making what I would have called an acceptable living off.
True. That's true.
And then Arena came around, and now there's like a dozen or 2 dozen.
No.
And I don't think any of them are significantly better than us, except for the guys that are obviously have their streaming contracts as a part of the Pro League.
For sure.
Or more interesting or anything like that. It's just all about marketing yourself and getting people to show up.
Consistency, good content. So yeah, man, I think I'm just gonna put in the work, do it, go as hard as I can until it works. But yeah, same. I would love to. I would put in so much more work. I'd work 18-hour days if I was doing this all day. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
My work ethic would go through the roof.
I had that conversation with Laura yesterday. Is like I would sign up for 12-hour days, 7 days a week if this is what my job was. If this is what I had to do.
For sure.
I'm not doing that at most jobs.
No. They're like, you want to work overtime for a lot more money? No. Absolutely not. I'm here to not fired and get paid.
If my overtime is Magic Arena, sure.
Oh man, that's what I'm coming home to do anyway. All right, so we talked about kind of where you came from in Magic. We went over some of your highlights. We know what you're doing. You're trying to make a living doing streaming and not the 9 to 5. But overall, why do you still play Magic: The Gathering today?
So, I said earlier that Magic's the best game ever created, and in my opinion, that's 100% true. I've played this game on and off for 23 years at this point, and I keep coming back because it's just so well made, and it does so many things, and for me, it provides a lot of different outlets. So in the times I haven't played Magic, I've had to fill a lot of different things. So Magic is a social outlet. It gives me a way to hang out with my friends and talk to people. If it weren't for Magic, I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't know Drew or Mike or Dustin or Sean or any of these other TMS guys. If it wasn't for Magic, I would have never met Marla, which means I never would have gotten into cosplay and the cons I go to, and I probably would have never met Laura. Magic is one of the games I played with my little brother growing up, and it's one of the things that still connects us. And on top of that, it's a creative outlet. So I'm a creative person. Most people get to this point in their lives in their 30s, you have nowhere to put that creativeness, right? For me, I just build crazy deck lists. Like I use deck lists as my creative outlet. That's why you'll see me playing ridiculous things like Quasi-Duplicate on stream, or Karn Tezzeret decks on stream, because I just like seeing the creative part of interactions of cards and things of that nature. And it's a competitive outlet. So I'm a competitive person, and some people play softball leagues or things like that as they get older. For me, I get my competitive outlet playing Arena because I want to win as much as I want to do anything else. And so that's really what it is. It's just, it fills so many holes in a single time. It's hard to find time to do all that, like to find time to have a creative outlet, to find time to hang out with your friends, to find time to do something that's competitive. And something in this case that I'm good at, and I can do all of them in a single thing. Some of my best memories are associated with Magic. Driving to Lubbock and back in a 32-hour period.
Those windmills.
After one of us finishes second.
been there.
But car trips all over Texas are how I became friends with all these people.
Hell yeah, man.
I miss that part.
Hey, man, we might be getting that back. That might be. I kind of hope that was for sure some good bonding moments, good friendships made that way.
I know we've gotten older and it's not the same, but I miss that. I miss driving around. Like, we drove to Houston all the time. Like, places I see in Houston now, I still connect with like the tournaments that I drove by this spot and the reason we were down here.
The check stop.
Oh,
gee.
The hot chubbies. The hot chubbies.
Getting a hot chubby for a hot chubby. Let's go. Well, all right, man. I'm happy for you being my first guest. Wouldn't have anybody else. So let everybody know. Plug yourself. Where can they find you? Twitch, Twitter, wherever.
So you can find me on Twitch at Palmer_Tech. You can find me on Twitter at David Palmer4515. Instagram, Palmer Technologies. Facebook, my name is David A. Palmer. I pretty much add anybody unless... And I add some psychos too, to be fair. And I try to stream basically every day. I've missed 2 days this week because I've been busy with leatherwork and some other stuff, but I'm trying to find out what time works best. Not working a 9 to 5 right now, so I can stream during the day or I can stream at night. I'm just trying to find out what works best with people. I know some people like to watch streams while they're at work, and some people only can do it when they're at home, so just trying to figure out what works for the people that like to watch.
Hell yeah, man. We're going to get you to affiliate soon, get this going. We're going to make a living, but appreciate you coming on, man. Happy for you to be my first guest. So thanks for watching, everybody.